Women who kept the most beautiful homes in the 1950s were rarely the wealthiest ones on the street. They were the ones who carried specific knowledge, passed quietly between women, over back fences and in kitchens, the kind that never made it into magazines because it required no purchase. How fabric ages under heat, how leather responds to what you feed it, how a flower stem drinks. Most of this disappeared when the generation that held it did. What follows are 12 of those things, not for nostalgia, not as curiosities. The specifics, the ones that still work exactly as they did then. Most women send cashmere to the dry cleaner without realizing they are paying to do something the bathroom sink handles in 5 minutes. Cool water and a small amount of baby shampoo, designed for protein fiber, the same chemistry as wool, pressed gently against the sink without wringing, then laid flat on a towel and rolled to draw the water out, reshaped by hand, dried flat. The heat and solvents a dry cleaner uses shorten the fiber with every visit. Baby shampoo does not. One sweater maintained this way outlasts 5 replaced out of carelessness. Color is a different problem, and its most common cause is not what most women suspect. The moment a dark garment begins to look dusty rather than rich is almost never a fading problem. It is a washing problem. A tablespoon of white vinegar in the rinse cycle clears the detergent residue that coats fibers and mutes color depth, and rebalances the water to the slightly acidic range where dark dyes hold. Black stays black. Navy stays saturated. Fabric softener does the opposite. It adds coating. The women who understood this did not own fabric softener at all, and their dark wool dresses are still dark in photographs, 60 years on. Surface wear was not the only way a wardrobe aged ahead of its time. A pilled sweater feels unwearable before it is. A safety razor blade held nearly flat and drawn lightly across the surface lifts every pill without touching the weave beneath. Because pills are loose fiber bunched at the surface, not damage to the fabric itself. One careful pass, blade nearly parallel to the garment. The sweater comes out looking new. A piece that would have been replaced for surface wear is restored in under 2 minutes. The cost of the tool is the cost of the repair, and the same logic extends to everything else in a wardrobe that fails faster than it should. Most women run every wash cycle at the same heat without realizing the temperature is aging the fabric faster than the wearing did. Heat is what shrinks, fades, and weakens fiber, not the wash cycle itself. A blouse with light wear and no stain can be refreshed in cold water, smoothed into shape while still damp, and hung. No iron, no heat, no cost beyond the water. The energy saved over a year is real. The garment life is significantly longer. The distinction that household made was simple: heat for actual soil, cold for everything else. Leather required different thinking altogether. Most of what gets spent on leather care, the sprays, the creams, the specialty polish in its expensive tin, does something that petroleum jelly, plain and unscented, does better for almost nothing. A thin coat applied and left overnight, buffed off in the morning with a clean cloth. It restores suppleness, prevents cracking, brings up a quiet sheen without the buildup that most commercial products leave on the surface. Patent leather takes it cleanly. Older leather deepens. A pair of shoes maintained this way does not age visibly. It develops. There is a difference between the two, and the eye reads it every time. Cut flowers that die after 2 or 3 days are almost always a water chemistry problem, not a flower quality problem. 1 teaspoon of white sugar for energy, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar to balance the pH, a small pinch of bleach to prevent bacterial growth, combined in a clean vase of cold water. This is not approximation. It is the formula commercial florist conditioner uses, stripped of its packet. A cheap bunch from a market, maintained this way, outlasts a florist arrangement in plain water. The vase must be clean. Residue from a previous arrangement introduces bacteria faster than the stems do. Silver polished once, stored, tarnished again within weeks. That cycle is not the nature of silver. It is the nature of silver stored in humid air with nothing absorbing the moisture. A piece of chalk kept in the corner of a silverware drawer or jewelry box pulls the atmospheric humidity that causes oxidation away from the metal surface. Tarnishing slows dramatically. Silver kept with chalk needs polishing rarely, and when it does, it is a task measured in minutes rather than an afternoon. CTA 1. This is actually the gap the Elegant Woman 50+ protocol was built to close. Not these individual pieces, but the sequence that connects them, the underlying architecture that makes elegance feel like the way you live, rather than a list you are trying to remember. I built it around the refinement stack, 30 days covering how to receive guests, dress with intention, set a table, move through a room with composure, hold a conversation people carry with them. It is linked below, but there are 4 of these tricks I have never seen written anywhere, and the next one is the most specific of all. Silk is the fabric most women approach with the most caution around an iron, and the damage that results is almost always from direct contact with the plate. A damp cotton cloth placed between the iron and the garment solves this completely. A plain white handkerchief works. The steam moves through the cloth and presses the fabric without the plate ever touching the silk. No scorching, none of the flat, overfinished sheen that direct heat produces, which looks wrong in a way that is difficult to name but immediately visible. The fiber is unchanged, but silk is not what suffers most in the average wardrobe. Knits are. The sweater that loses its shape over time, pulling at the shoulders, stretching at the neck, is almost never a quality problem. It is a storage problem. A knit garment hanging on a hanger pulls at its own shoulder seams under its own weight from the moment it is placed there, continuously, until the garment no longer sits correctly on the body that bought it. Stored folded flat on a shelf or in a drawer, the same garment holds its shape indefinitely. The sweater bought a decade ago that still fits correctly was almost certainly never hung. The same principle, wrong treatment, predictable result, accounts for one more frustration that most people blame on the product. Glass and mirrors cleaned with cloth develop a faint cloudiness that resists most products. Not because the cleaning was insufficient, but because modern cloth leaves microscopic lint on the surface that scatters light. Newspaper does not. The density of newsprint provides cleaning friction without leaving anything behind. White vinegar and bald newspaper, drawn across a glass surface, leaves it transparent in a way that almost no commercial product and cloth combination achieves. The windows in photographs from well-kept homes of that era look clear in a way that reads almost architectural. This is why a run that starts at the ankle and reaches the thigh by midday is not inevitable past its first quarter inch. Clear nail varnish applied immediately, one small drop at the top and one at the bottom of the run, seals the fibers at the point of failure and stops the spread. The run remains, but it holds. A pair of fine stockings that would be unwearable by noon lasts through an evening. Every woman who understood this carried a small bottle in her bag as a matter of course, not as a beauty product, as engineering. The most useful principle of all, though, was not a product at all. The principle underneath all 12 of these is the same and counterintuitive enough to name plainly. Less treatment preserves better than more. The 1950s household used fewer products on everything, less polish on wood, fewer chemicals on fabric, fewer soaps on skin, fewer conditioners in the wash. Not from deprivation, from the observed truth that overprocessing degrades every surface it touches. Wool washed too often loses the lanolin that gives it warmth. Skin overcleaned loses the oils that protect it. Wood refinished too frequently loses its depth. Less applied with attention. That was the method. That was what lasted. The women who kept beautiful homes on small budgets were not more disciplined than anyone else. They simply understood the things they owned, and that understanding cost nothing. CTA 2. You now understand why the details that seem incidental, the temperature of the wash water, the angle of a razor blade, a tablespoon of vinegar in a vase, are what actually keep a life looking composed for a long time. The question is what to do with that understanding on an ordinary morning, without a video playing, when the whole of a home and a wardrobe and a way of receiving people needs to feel considered rather than assembled. That is the gap the Elegant Woman 50+ protocol closes. I built it after working with too many women who carried this kind of knowledge and still felt like elegance was something they were chasing, because the sequence for installing it as a way of life was missing. The refinement stack runs 30 days and covers the full architecture: how to receive guests, set a table that people remember, dress with intention, move through a room, hold a conversation that stays with the people who heard it. 2 full days go to the home specifically, the surfaces and objects you touch every day, elevated without additional cost. It costs something because it took real time to build. The link is below.